again, when you score. And then we now look at 2009. '09. Like, go back and watch that game. I remember the game so clearly. United were playing really well. I think United had two really good attacks. So the thing was, oh my gosh, like, man, Cristiano, based on what he's going to do, how are Barcelona and that defense going to cope with with the speed and potency and how direct Cristiano is, how they're going to deal with that. So I was like, okay, this sets it up very interestingly. So the early part of the game, United looked good. So that goal that Eto'o scored changed the entire context of the game. Because once Eto'o scored that, it was like a sucker punch for United. Mentally, psychologically, they never recovered from that. And that just set the platform for Barcelona, Xavi, and so forth to come dominate the game, control the game. Then Messi just put the final full stop onto the whole thing. But then again, it was just an importance of when he scored. And look, my thing is that, and again, you look at 2010, so even before we get to 2010, I think only a moron or a guy that doesn't have a brain would say, I know what I'll do. I will swap Eto'o for Ibrahimovic. That's madness. Even if Ibrahimovic was a high-rated, superb attacker at that time, buy him outright. You don't give away Eto'o for Ibrahimovic. So for me, that was incredibly insulting. I don't want to say that Pep was racist and so forth, but if someone said it's racism, okay, because I don't even know how else to explain such a stupid, imbecile-like move to freaking swap Eto'o. But karma is a beautiful thing. And when you look at, because I remember Eto'o even saying that he hated having to play out wide right for Inter Milan, and he felt that, okay, with all due respect to Milito, I have a greater legacy than Milito. I have scored in 2 UCL finals, and I'm one of the best strikers in the world. Why is me one of the best strikers in the world having to now be pushed out wide right for this guy called Milito? But in all fairness to Mourinho, Milito had a superb, amazing season and came in clutch, scoring the 2 goals in the final. But I think what's the beauty about Eto'o was, fair enough, he didn't like it, he hated it, and I can only imagine you being so used to being in the middle of the pitch, specifically the center of the attack as an attacker, and now being forced out wide in the right wing. But he did it. It was diligent, and I think the quality of Eto'o now grew even tenfold when I think it was against Chelsea, when Ancelotti was the manager, when he came in and scored that huge clutch goal. I think it was at Stamford Bridge that obviously helped Chelsea helped Inter Milan to beat Chelsea. So I think that when you just look at what Eto'o has done, the amount of goals that he's scored, how good he was as a striker, how dangerous he was as a striker, because I think what's made Eto'o so dangerous is something that we don't really see in football today. Because right now we have either inside forwards or we have guys who are strikers who want to be who are false stance, or they're coming deep into midfield. The beauty about Eto'o was he played naturally, fully as a striker, which is, if you just give me the ball in this area, and it's a very small area to walk around because you're having to be occupied by 2 defenders. It's the middle of the pitch where most players are, so there's not a lot of space to maneuver. But he perfected the art of giving the ball. I'm able to create that extra yard to pop off a shot, and I'm able to beat my defender 1v1, and I'm able to really create a chance and score that chance from the very, very tough minefield that is the 18-yard box, or just outside of the 18-yard box. Hence why you've seen inside forwards coming through, because they have much more space. So the difficulty of the position of a striker is the amount of patience you have to have, and that small margin of error, specifically in a big game where that's one chance you have, maybe the only chance you have in the whole game. So I just think that's for Eto'o, man. Because again, that's the thing, because if you're a defender and you realize that you have to face Eto'o's peak Eto'o, you know that it's going to be tough. To watch the rest of this vid and gain access to more content crack, think about becoming a Patreon member. Click the link below in the description box, or head over to patreon.com/halfhope and gain access to more content crack. Let's ride.